Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, David Cato.
Hey, Rinders Wiki.
Welcome to My Little Bronies, a show about our love of, no, wrong podcast. We're gonna roll back and say welcome to Therapy Code,
Not the
a
My Little Bronies.
podcast about two bronies who are also therapists who like to talk about things.
Not a brony. Let's just be clear.
Um, Me neither.
I dated
Me
a brony one time.
for real?
It was one date though.
Okay. But you like it within the first date, he revealed that he was a brony?
Yes.
Is that
I'm
why there
trying to
was
remember, but yes.
how does it come up in context? Like what do you say like is he like just so you know, I'm feeling you out?
I I really don't remember. I just remember it was a brony and it didn't work out.
Hmm.
Not because they were a brony. I don't know enough about it.
So that wasn't the main thing about him?
No, it just there was not enough.
Or like that horse pun just went right over your head. It was really clever. Really.
Say it again, I missed it.
That wasn't the main thing about him? Thank you, people. I'm here all week. You're being what, YouTube? I don't know where I am. I live
I
on the
don't I don't know
cloud.
where we are
I
either.
live on
YouTube
the
or Spotify.
cloud like a
What?
pony.
What?
What?
So
How
what
you
are we
doing?
talking about today, Ryan?
I don't know, things. Bronies? Wait, so you don't remember why it didn't work out, but it wasn't because he was a brony? Is that what you said?
Yeah, my memory's so bad, I just don't remember.
Did you block out the brony? You got a brony, Brock? Blah, 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 blah. David's got a brony block. Ooh, episode title. You heard it here first, people.
Of
David
all the
has
things we could talk about, Ryan,
brony block.
I'm convinced that Ryan, like, prepares something crazy to say to me.
How would I have known that you've dated a brony? Where would that have come from? Are you going to delete
I
this
think
whole
I
thing?
think you planned to say "My Little Brony," and that was it.
It came to me while we were, counting down the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I was like, must be a brony day. Feeling the vibe. How's things?
They're going, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great. What are we talking about today? We were talking about, are we still talking about personal growth? Because we had a weird episode last time. Are you still going to release that one at some
Yeah,
point?
I don't know yet, I haven't had time to go back and look at it, I'm gonna see if I can find some gems from it.
Uh,
If I can, I will, if I can't, I won't. But we also had
yes.
this comment from one of our YouTube videos. Please talk about neuroplasticity and positivity skills and tools for real life, which we kind of touched on the last episode that you may never see, but it got weird. So,
It
just
was just
talking
being
about
sensitive because I like took off my shirt and danced around a little bit, but it was all like PG-13.
that is for my eyes only. That's why. Only I get to see that, Ryan. I can't share that with the world. That belongs to me.
You can't show it anybody else either. My wife just won't watch. I can't even force her to do it. Bribery, money, I don't mail, nothing. You're the only one who will watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So neuroplasticity, growth. I think what I said in last episode that may not have existed after we shared all of our weird energy was maybe it should be personal. I don't know. What have you learned about growth? You're a therapist.
Yeah, growth
I'm
is interesting. It's kinda like you can kinda grow in different directions, and then you can grow backwards, and then you can, like, a branch will fall off, and then a new branch will form in a different direction. I don't know, I'm using trees as a reference, but that's kind of what comes to mind is that it can happen in lots of different ways, and that's what's interesting. What about you?
um I don't know. I mean, I thought it was just an interesting question because we are lovely young men who are growing up in this. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're therapists, so we are both growing, but in a field where we're helping others to grow, and somehow that doesn't always make every therapist a pinnacle of growth and positive something or other. I don't know.
I just
We
find it amusing because Ryan said young. That's really
young.
amusing to me.
We are so young. You and me, graybeard. We're in this thing together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Older than you.
A little bit. 1
Well,
year, right? 2
I
years?
think so. Something like that. 2 years?
Okay. You 44?
Yep.
Okay. I'm
About to go to the big 4-5.
when?
Couple weeks, actually.
You're almost 3 years older than me, 2.5 years.
Ooh.
Oh,
There it is.
that's why you're further along in your career than I am. I'm just kidding.
Yep. Um, I think it's true. I didn't really start taking my career seriously until my mid-30s.
Until 44.
Every year. Yeah, until 44. That's also true in a way.
Uh-huh.
Is there something about growth in there? I do think it's I don't know. It has been interesting ever since I, like, got serious about life that, yeah, growth is sort of I don't know, like, at times it's just exponential, and then you plateau for a while, and then it's like, bam, you just grow, 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 grow.
What something that comes to mind is I remember when I was getting my master's, there was somebody who was in my master's program who was in their 50s and they were like, I want to say maybe early or mid 50s, but um, I remember running into a lot of people who were like, I'm too old to go back to college. I'm too old to go back to college. And this person went back to school after having, a couple decades or longer of a career and went back for social work. And it's like you can grow in a different direction at some point in your life, and age doesn't matter about it. Like you just have to have like interest, motivation, desire to get there.
Indeed. I think I'm a growth junkie in a sense. That's
Are you?
my one tattoo is a phoenix. So
I have a Phoenix tattoo also.
look at us.
If you would have seen Ryan taking his shirt off and dancing, you would have seen the tattoo because guess where the tattoo is?
Right there. That looks bad. You couldn't see where I was pointing, so it looked like I was just pointing
Right
straight down.
there.
It's, it's on my side, I guess. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like
But,
not quite a tramp stamp, but somewhat close.
the opposite of it. Well, not quite the opposite.
Right in the middle of the belly button.
Just right above my junk, just flapping its wings.
Did you say your junk?
My junk. Yeah. I don't know what else to this is a professional podcast. I've gotta use the appropriate word.
Is it? Is it a professional junk? Oh my god.
So, yeah, I have always been a growth person, and I think I can stagnate really hard if I'm not in the right environment to grow, and it's never a good thing for me.
I get that. I get that for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it also matters like the environment you're growing in, you know? And I think that's important with clients too, is that clients need to have a healthy support network, a healthy support system to be able to grow in a way that they want to grow from their goals and being able to socially engage well and start to feel better. It's one of the things I teach people a lot is you have to take care of yourself and surround yourself with people who also do the same.
What, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to ask, but it's a social worker kinda question.
Mm,
Like, I think there are some social workers that will say that the whole concept of psychotherapy is maybe a little bit misguided because our environment right now, both at a macro level and at a more community level, an interpersonal level, is so conditioned against growth that
mhm,
individual therapy puts the focus on the wrong thing, that the goal of a person in the helping professions should be more systemic and to focus on changing the systems that prevent growth versus helping the individual.
mhm.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think we talked about this way back in the day during cluster. And I think that was one of those things where I'm not really like, they teach us in like therapy 101 classes, the micro and macro whatever, I forget the full class name, but the first 2 semester requirements, you take one semester and one the next semester. But, it's about basically systems and what the micro and macro systems are, and I was never really a macro systems person just because I always worked residential treatment, and that was kind of my gig, which is kind of a macro, but also kind of a micro as well, just because it is so niche, but you also have to know some macro components, like outpatient levels of care and things like that, but, like, when it comes to, like, working with children and families, I mean, we did some family work back before COVID, but then otherwise I've never really worked with children. It's not something that I even have interest in doing, but that's part of it is like I've never been so much into the systems portion. And I honestly don't remember your question.
I think that was good. I guess maybe another way of saying it is like residential treatment's kind of cool because you take somebody out of their environment and you give them a new environment to thrive. Do you ever worry that you put in a lot of work and then you send people back to that same environment that they came from and that sets us up for failure?
Sometimes, I mean, it really kind of depends on the environment. Let's say, for example, that, they're one of the people, they're in their family, like, let's say there's quite a lot of, I don't know, more good mental health amongst the family, and then this is the person who's really struggling. I mean, if they go back to something that's healthy, a healthier environment, then that's something that can be sustainable. But if you have someone who, let's say they are in an abusive relationship, or they have a partner who is a substance user and they're trying to quit using substances, or um, they have a pretty significant difficult issue they're having in their job or in school or something like that. Like, it's always scary kind of to send them back. And at the same time, it's like, hopefully we give them enough skills and enough kind of resources and next steps to be able to say, hey, follow this and you're going to have more success. Even with difficulty, there are people who come in who have something really difficult going on. We get to just work on that and say, okay, this is what your reality is. Let's see how we can help you cope with this reality moving forward. It's really, I think it's different for everybody, but it depends a lot on what their system of support looks like when they leave. Were you listening?
I was listening and then then I got to my tired place. Like just right at the end though, just right at the end and I was like, you've got a different background there too, and I was like, "That's different. It's very different." And then I got lost in the
Yeah.
forest for just a moment. Um, I guess I just asked the question because I think any number of times in my life when I found myself stuck and like challenging myself over and over, like, how do I grow? How do I get out of this being stagnant? That like I just change my environment or make some sort of like, wow, that was so easy. I spent so long trying to wrestle myself out of being stagnant when it really took a maybe a minor or maybe a major change to propel me forward, get me unstuck. Uh,
Yeah, growth is important.
Growth is important. What about neuroplasticity? That was part of that question.
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand. So growth and neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, I think, is just a term for the ability to have growth. And
Yeah. It's like a sciencey way of saying growth in a sense.
yeah, yeah. And so as long as we allow ourselves to give us the good things, or a conversation I've been having with people lately is like, because part of neuroplasticity or like growth, self-compassion, helping to change negative self-talk patterns is to have affirmations, right? To give yourself positive messages when, maybe you don't believe them yet. And people are like, this is my negative cognition, like I am worthless. And then the positive cognition is, I'm the most worthful person on the planet. And I'm like, to go from the negative of I'm worthless to I'm the most worth, I have the most worth, that's a big jump, right? Especially if you don't believe it yet. So if you're able to say, like, what if I had a little bit of worth? We get to move one step closer instead of trying to jump all the way to the other side of it, because our brain is not going to be able to recognize, oh yeah, I believe this thing that's completely opposite of what I've believed my whole life. So just kind of giving people incremental steps to get to a place where, oh, you know what? Maybe I do think I have some worth. Maybe I do. There are times when I have a lot of worth, and we can get to a place where that feels better. I notice I'm having that conversation more and more, especially when people say things like, oh, I don't believe it. Okay, well, of course you don't, right? We're not there yet. Got to build towards it.
I think it's sort of natural. I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day about imposter syndrome. How I think it comes from Adler, which is like the our normal reaction to feelings of inferiority is flip all the way over to superiority. It's like more normal for somebody who's feeling inferior to go to that place of no, actually, I'm the best that there is, than it is for them to go to a place of got a nice, healthy understanding that I have value, and yet other people are also good at things. It was sort of a when we were talking about a sort of mini theory of like therapist development, which is most people start off at that place of imposter syndrome and feeling incompetent and lost and hopeless. And then I think there's a period where they flip into superiority and I'm the best that there ever is at this. And that there's at least one more phase after that of like, oh, I recognize that I'm good at this. And so are a lot of other people, even people that I can't possibly understand how they're good with people and good at being a therapist, but yet they are. And I can recognize that.
If someone was to ask you about positivity skills or tools for real life, what tools would you give them? What would you suggest?
There's no shortcut, I would say. You just give me you give me a look. What's your look? I s look at that look. It's a that's a thing.
I couldn't really see it because I was squinting, but I'll see it later.
I don't know. I'm not a I'm really I think I have like a knee jerk. I'm not a tools and skills kind of therapist. Or maybe I am and I just don't realize it.
We're
I mean,
back
I
to top down, bottom up.
top up, bottom out. That's no. Um
Show them that phoenix.
Do you want to see my phoenix? It's another episode title for us. What are we going to do? Well, we've got two good ones. Let's see my Phoenix. Um, tools and I don't think that there's a way to fake it. I think you have to reorient your life towards doing the right thing. I mean, all the normal stuff that you hear everywhere, diet, exercise, social relationships, staying oriented towards growth in and of itself. Like all of these things are important and it takes a balance of all of them, not doing a particular thing.
I remember one of the things I was going to talk about now.
David's got a thing.
Because you reminded me by talking about, like, the positive things and being on those, leaning towards what we call in somatic experiencing is orienting to pleasure, which is orienting to things that feel good or that are helpful and not necessarily hurtful. And they also will say orient to non-addictive pleasure. So it's like sometimes there are things that are addictive that if we do too much of it, it can end up turning something positive into negative, right? Or something that's maladaptive right away, it can just get worse over time. And we were both yawning,
I know. I hid so
actually,
well.
which is actually a good indication of parasympathetic rest, where our systems are kind of coming down.
Ah, look at that. And we're mirroring or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
mirror neurons for real. Neuroplasticity, mirror neurons. We're like the same person.
whoa. Show us your Phoenix tattoo.
I would, but I don't think my leg would bend that way. it's it's on
Just
my
gotta,
calf.
just gotta,
So like my leg won't go up that.
neither will mine. I know that I've tried it.
But it's on my calf. But yeah. Um, Ryan got his before me though, but we both had our tattoos before we met each other. So soulmate.
Soulmates. What were you saying?
I don't remember. Oh,
We're talking about
orienting to pleasure, right? So finding the things that feel good. Like when we're gonna look around our space and see, like here's a skill, right? We're gonna look around our space and try to find something that feels nice. I'm gonna look for something that's like, "Oh, I really like what is something on this desk I like?" I really like my water bottle because it gives me water, right? And I love the color blue, right? So I see this and I'm like, I really like that color. I really like that item. And I get to notice kind of what feels good about it. But if I start looking around, I'm like, oh my God, there's a nail on the wall I have to take out, and there's a stain on the floor. There's not, but there's a stain on the floor, or I'm orienting the things that don't feel good, and that's already going to be continuing my dysregulated system, right? But if I look for something that brings some kind of positivity or pleasure, that's going to be something that's like, oh, I have the capacity to feel that. I just need to do more of that. Did I lose you again?
Orienting to pleasure, orienting to the good stuff.
So last time I was dissociative and this time you're dissociative. It's so interesting to see the
That's what
switch.
you were talking about. It totally is. Totally is.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about orienting towards the positive
Mhm.
and how helpful it is. Not just the little positive things, but just spending more mental energy on the good than the bad, and
Mhm.
sort of finding a way to reset when necessary. What do you
You at a prison? Do you work at a prison?
Well, we have this terrible overhead system. We've got a
Okay.
5-week countdown until it gets turned off. I threw that out there.
Good job.
Figure out what we need to do to
I'll wait.
not use it, and let's not use it. So,
If I have to cut it out, I will because of confidentiality, but alright.
I don't know. I didn't even hear what they said. It's
I
usually
can tell, but I just heard like an
Oh, I think it was 5 minutes till community meeting.
oh, okay.
Probably what it was. Yeah, I hate that thing. Everybody hates that thing.
Yeah,
Actually not. A lot of the staff like it, but gonna have to get rid of it.
part of decisions you make. Oh,
What is decisions you make? It sounds familiar. Nothing. I thought you were, like, referencing a thing. Don't worry about I don't know. What else? What else? Wow.
I think we should just have an episode where we just, like, regulate each other and just yawn over and over and over again. That's
Or we
what
can just make fart noises, which would be good.
I
When
wanna
I
do the
was in
podcast that does that.
when I was in 1st grade, I was on the phone with my friend, and we were just, like, making animal noises, and my sister picked up the phone in another room and, like, made fun of me for the next 40 years for that. For having your animal noises conversation. But now that I have, like, children around that age, I'm like, "They're in 1st grade." It's totally normal.
What animal sounds were you making?
I don't know.
I'd love to hear
I don't have a great memory of that particular thing, being mocked for it for a very long time until realizing at some point, like, "Oh, that's perfectly fine for 1st grade."
gonna call this the yawn. That's so funny to me.
Yep.
Like, "Bing."
Attention all people. Oh, here comes another one. Yeah.
Are they
I'm
gonna
gonna
do radios instead?
They got radios. I'm gonna change the number that dials into the intercom and just let it go. It's gonna be good.
Ah,
Yes. So what would you say if, what would you say if a client came in and asked you, like, "How do I grow? How do I change?" How do you describe that to a client?
I mean, I'd wanna find out what ways they want to change. Like, what does change look like? Like, let's say you were able to change in the way you needed to, what is that? Like, for example, if you the magic question they teach us in Therapy 101 school is, "If you were to wave a magic wand, what would it look like?" Which I do still use that question sometimes,
Uh-huh.
or some version of it, like, "If you were to wake up tomorrow and everything was the way it needed to be, what would that look like?" What do they call that? The miracle question. That's what they call it.
But what if they had, what if they had an answer for you?
Or say what?
I don't know. I'm
What's your question?
just thinking, you gave a non-answer, really. What if they said, David, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a
Oh,
girl who looked good. I would call her.
I'd say you
How
should
would you?
probably become a rapper.
Uh,
How are your rap skills? Would you be successful at rap or hip hop or
how do people
poetry?
change?
What?
Saying like if a client that come in and their hair's standing up because somehow they're Einstein, I don't know. And they're like, David, how do
Do that again.
how do people change?
See how quick? You see how quick that happened?
Your hair stood up very
One,
nice.
one, you know you're thinning when you just turn your head one way and it just does something
I
very
like that. You should do your hair up.
spike it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow just for you.
Cause then the top of your hair could mirror your beard and you could be like you remember that? Was that like a
Troll,
McDonald's? Like
a
the Moon
troll
Man?
doll? You know the troll dolls, dude? Not the like, if you take the hair off the top, I'm like an upside down troll doll.
Yep. Can you work on that for us?
No, I can't.
All right.
No, I
So,
won't. I mean, I can, I won't.
so here's the scenario. A magical troll doll walks into your office and says, David, how do people change? I, I'll only pay you for this session if you tell me how do people change.
I don't want your money, please leave. That's terrifying.
Hmm. So you don't like, how would you explain your theory of change to a client who may or may not look like a troll?
Mm. I mean, the real honest answer is you have to work for it. Like, it doesn't just happen. I think that sometimes people come into therapy and they want to be fixed. They want things to be different because they're in therapy, but they don't do the things for things to be different. And I think that's something that I tell them straight up. Like, you have to be willing to do some work here. You have to be willing to change some things in your life because if you're here seeing me because things aren't working, I'm going to help support you in trying to find things that do work better. And so you'll need to do some kind of put in some kind of effort in order to get those changes. Is that a better non answer for you?
It's good. It's good. I was thinking, and I think we said this, some version of this last time too, but like, to me, it's like there's a version of me that wants to change, and there's a version of me that doesn't want to change. And not changing is a whole lot easier because my life is built around the way things are. So it's like it takes a lot of work to decide to listen to this version of you that wants to change. And I don't know, sometimes it's almost like you have to, I don't want to say trick yourself, but you have to manage yourself into making it easier to change than not to change. You sort of have.
Well, then it's like I get that. It's like, you know, tell me about that part of you that wants to change. Like if there's a part that does and a part that doesn't, what does the part of you that wants to change why does it want to change? What is it willing to do? And that's actually, I do a lot of part stuff where it may not be just about change, but it's like that part of you that wants to get better, or that part of you that doesn't want to die, or that part of you that blank, right? What is it? What does it need to grow?
Mhm, absolutely. There are two wolves inside of you, David.
I fucking, I hate that so much. And when people reference it, I'm like, no, the one you feed. And I'm like,
It's kind of true, though. I
it
agree. I hate all the little.
because it's a long story. Why does it have to be such a long story? Why can't it just be like 2 sentences?
I thought it was two sentences. Is there a whole story behind that thing?
I've seen a poster on somebody's wall that has the entire storyline.
What is that story then? The
Let
story of the two wolves?
let's look it up real quick and find out.
Let's do that. Story of the two wolves. It's an inspirational story, often cited as a Cherokee legend. Oh yeah, this does sound long. It's not even about wolves. It's about an elder teaching his grandson that an internal battle rages between two wolves.
Well, and it says one wolf represents negativity, anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, greed, and arrogance. Those are not negative things. I mean, arrogance might be. But the other things are not greed. Yeah. But anger, envy, jealousy, and sorrow are not negative, like they're emotions. And then the other represents positivity, love, joy, peace, hope, humility, and kindness. There's more emotions than just those that are listed. That's where my brain goes when I see that long story. I'm like, no, I'm not reading all that.
You feed. Well, here's a story on Medium. The part of the two wolves story that nobody tells you. Oh yeah. He says, beautiful, shareable, complete, right? Wrong. There's a second part to this story, a harder part, the part that changes everything, and almost nobody talks about it. And this guy says, in the fuller version, the grandson isn't satisfied. And then he says, grandfather, if I'm supposed to starve the dark wolf, why is he there at all? Did the creator make a mistake? The grandfather goes quiet. And he says, the dark wolf, oh, this is to your point, though. The dark wolf is not evil. He's wounded, he's afraid, and he has gifts if you know how to use them.
See, I never read the whole thing. So there you go.
So the dark wolf gives you fire when you need to protect your family, alertness when danger approaches, stubbornness when everyone says you should quit, memory of pain so you don't walk into the same trap twice. Without the dark wolf, you would be soft. You would trust the snake as he bit you. The lesson isn't to starve the dark wolf, it's to integrate him, let him run beside the light wolf, not against him. So as annoying as the start of this article was, it's a cool reframe, I suppose.
Hmm. Yeah, I
And
never
then
read the whole thing. So
when I was talking about my two wolves, I was more talking about a lazy wolf and a not so lazy wolf, except it's not lazy. It's somebody who prefers comfort and safety and,
mm,
versus somebody who I think also is oriented towards comfort and safety, just in a different way
hmm
through growth. I don't know. If you had two wolves, what would you name them?
Kobe and Riley, because those are my two dogs' names, right?
I thought you were about to say Kobe and Bryant. Oh,
The football player? No, I'm just kidding. I know he's a basketball player.
sports ball man.
The sports ball guy. I was gonna say something I forgot. Damn it. Oh, I was watching this TikTok earlier and it was this pet daycare that showed all the names of the pets. It's like, look at all the original names of these pets. And it showed one of the videos showed 5 dogs named Luna at the same daycare at the same time, and another one showed 4 dogs named Bella at the same daycare at the same. I mean, allegedly, who knows if that's really their actual names? But I'm like, yeah, I probably named my dogs Luna and Bella just because of that. Colby and Riley came with their names. So.
Molly came with the name Marley, but I didn't want a Marley and me kind of dog. So we said, Molly sounds very similar. Let's just switch it up.
Did you know I've never watched Marley and Me, but I know like the story, and that would be so sad to have a dog named Marley.
Yeah.
You
I've
just
never
set
watched
yourself
the
up.
movie
You
either.
just set yourself up for the worst anyway.
I assume that Marley dies. Every dog movie has a dog that dies.
Spoiler alert, I heard that happens. I haven't seen it.
It's a movie about a dog. Of course it dies. Literally every movie about a dog, the dog has died. Even Air Bud. You just haven't seen the secret ending of Air Bud. Air Bud's going in for the slam dunk
That's
and he
terrible.
breaks his neck. It's terrible.
No.
You guys should not watch the director's cut of Air Bud. It's really dark at the end.
Animal hatred person.
Me? No, I'm telling you, Airbud goes in for the dunk. Things go terribly wrong. In the movie, the whole stadium is just sitting there stunned silent. And the movie fades to black.
Which indicates that Airbud survives.
I didn't read it that way. I didn't take it that way. What the piece of science? Should we talk about this in the next episode? Just do more alternate endings for Airbud?
No, because
Okay.
they're always going to be horrible endings. You're going to want to kill him.
Well, I didn't want to kill him. It's just a rule of dog
No,
movies.
it's not a rule.
Name one dog movie where the dog doesn't die.
No, because then you're going to create a secret ending and ruin it for me. I can't do that. So y'all comment your favorite because Ryan never looks at these and he never looks at the comments I do. I want you to comment your favorite dog movie where the dog does not die in the end. Thank you. That's for me because Ryan never reads them.
You
So
know, the only comment you're
people
going to
ruin
see
your
is a lot
movie.
of people saying, "I need to see the director's cut," because
Oh,
it changes the whole tone of the movie and it really makes it a thinker. I would say it really forces you to sit back and reflect on just the use of dogs to sell merchandise and the sports industry and complex and modification of family pets.
you actually watched the movie. I have not.
No.
Yeah.
Um, what should we talk about next time?
I don't know. What should we talk about next time? I love getting the comment. Thanks for the comment for the singular comment of what people want to see, what they want to hear. Please keep that up. We love that. It gives us ideas since Ryan and I tend to run out of them. Really, we're just having fun hanging out. So, well,
It's
I can't
true.
speak for him. I'm having fun hanging out.
It's true. All right. Yeah, tell us what to do next, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll just be more of this. Oh, wait, this is great, though.
But just know that shirtless Ryan videos are mine.
Yeah.
Well, if you request those, you may get them, but you don't see them only. No, no.
All right.
Don't
Well,
don't
you.
spoilers. No spoilers. All right, y'all. I'm David Cato. This has been Therapy Code.
I'm Ryan Drzwicki. This has been
See you
Fair Code.
next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.